Hello viewers, welcome back to Daily Retro. Today we're going to be talking about the brand new games fair that was last weekend as of time of recording, and that was the Black Country Games Fair. So this was based near Halezone in Brearley Hill to be exact, sort of southwest of Birmingham, and this was part run even by Danester, who some of you may know as Dana, who runs Hidden Chess Gaming in that area as well. And yeah, he put on an absolutely fantastic event, and I'm just going to talk about the pros and cons of the event. Spoiler, it was really good. So starting off, yeah, it was definitely one of the smallest gaming markets I've actually been to. It's more of a positive for me, to be honest, because as a lot of you know, I am very much an introvert. I do like my sort of personal space, and I'm sure a lot of other people do as well. And having that small place for a gaming market was actually made it more personal, if that makes sense. It wasn't as busy as, say, Doncaster gaming event or Birmingham gaming market, but that was actually really refreshing, I think. We had the small space to work with was utilised really well, I think, by the sellers. I think there was around 20 sellers in total, maybe slightly wrong on that, but that'll be in the same sort of region. But yeah, definitely a small event. I was sort of done within an hour and a half-ish, and that was with me sort of taking my time, talking to people. And some eagle-eye viewers may notice that Claire, the repair bear, who I've been talking about for a while, has given me back my N64 that's behind me. That is now RGB modded. So she had a stall there. She was selling Bluetooth boomboxes as well as modded consoles, and sort of delivering people with modded consoles as well. So that was really nice to see her and see what she's done. And Russ has got a lot of praise for her, and she seemed to be doing really well off it. So thank you if you're supporting her as well. I know she appreciates it as well. But yeah, definitely a small event. And yeah, moving on from that point. So it's one of the best sort of collections of quality, I think, over quantity. So what I mean by that is when I went to Doncaster, I would say over half of the stalls was sort of selling stuff that you see everywhere, and not very high quality stock either. It just seemed to be whatever they bought, and collections were sort of mixed conditions. But at this gaming market at Black Country Games Fair, it seemed to be all very high quality stock and a lot of rare items, which leads me on to something that I was incredibly excited about. We walked into the market. This was for early bird at just after 10. It was only £2 for early bird and free after 11. But anyway, yeah, just after early bird, Natasha does have a vague idea of what I want on my list, and there's been a Mega Drive game on my list for over a year, and it's just been way too expensive to buy on eBay. Never seen it in person. I just really wanted it because I love that style of game. And she sort of went over to Old School Gaming. I noticed I recognised the seller even. He's got a shop in that area as well, and he's always a really nice guy. I believe he's got a new shop now as well, which I'll have to go and see as well. But she saw this Mega Drive game that I've been looking for literally 18 months, and it's probably the most expensive Mega Drive game I've ever bought, or even expensive game I've ever bought, to be honest. I don't really buy expensive games unless I really want them. There's not many other games, to be honest, that are even in the region of how expensive this was. But I'm not going to save it for retro gaming news and editions this time, because I feel like it's the perfect time to get the point across as to how good the stock was at Black Country Games Fair, and that was Mutant League Hockey. So a lot of people might recognise Mutant League Football as being a very common Mega Drive title, but the hockey one is very hard to find. You will struggle to get this on eBay for less than 170 quid. As you can see there, it was listed, hopefully you'll be able to see it, but it was listed at 130. My wife is a chartered accountant and, well, now gone lecturer for tax, but yeah, she was able to knock a little bit off. We tried to get him down to sort of 120-ish, because that is kind of the value what it should be for this game. But he was only happy to sort of flip for it to get 125, and we did win the flip, which was nice. So yeah, we got this for 125, and the people I showed it to, who sort of collect for the Mega Drive more seriously than myself, were sort of like, wow, I've never seen that in person, and that's one for their list as well. So really chuffed with this. Obviously is complete as well, very nice condition, and yeah, just really chuffed with it. And as I say, it just gets the point across that this gaming market had really high quality stock and rarer items than you would say find at other gaming markets such as Birmingham and Doncaster. I did search for this at Doncaster and Birmingham gaming markets just gone. Not even a hint of it, or even some slightly lesser rare items on my list were there. So that was, as I mentioned in the past, disappointing, but this was a massive win for me. I did then go on to pick up another, I think it was about 4 other games at the market, so definitely not nothing. Picked up 5 really good games, and yeah, they were all from, I think most of them from different stores as well. So yeah, props to Dana for sort of upping the standard of to how good the sellers are at a small gaming market like this. And then finally, on the sort of pro side of things, was definitely the sort of community aspect. There are an awful lot of YouTubers there, most I've ever seen in one little place. It was really nice actually to be in that sort of close vicinity of each other and sort of bump into them like every other stall, it seemed like. So that was really nice. All the sellers there were very friendly as well, would make conversation with you about the games you were buying and what they were selling, and what to sort of look for. If you were after something specific, they would ask what you're looking for, which was really nice. They were taking that interest. I met a few YouTubers I've not met before. I was really excited to meet Retro Ed, who I did meet, and he is a lovely guy in person as well as on YouTube, so great to meet Ed. I gave him a little gift which he might talk about in his next video at some point. We also met Scotty from Marathon Gaming, who came with Ed, so that was nice to meet him. Obviously, as I aforementioned, we met Retro Bear Russ, who was on Claire's Retro Repair Bear's stall, sort of helping her sell stuff. We had Pete from Pete Fighter 2, who's just come back to YouTube after a little hiatus, so it was really nice to meet him. Who else did we see? We saw James, Retro Import Gamer again. He seemed to get everywhere as well, like myself. And yeah, there was just, I'm going to forget a lot of people, but it was nice to see. It was probably at least 10 YouTubers, and I'm going to shoot myself for not remembering. Maybe not quite that extreme, but yeah, it feels like I'm not remembering a lot of these names, but yeah, I was really chuffed with the community sort of aspect of it. My wife was obviously looking after the little one as well, and even she was sort of enjoying chatting to people that she knows I am friendly with on YouTube and stuff. So that was really nice as well, not to be sort of crowded out by the busyness of it, and just be able to chat to people who you've got a lot in common with. So yeah, I really enjoyed that aspect of it. Those are definitely the 3 sort of main positives of the event. There aren't really many downsides to this gaming fair, so props to Dana for such an amazing event. As I said, the only real negative was the venue size, but I think it actually made it more intimate, and I can honestly say I enjoyed it more than Birmingham and Doncaster put together, and that is saying something for such a small first time event. Yeah, the only sort of downside was, if you take all of those positives that I've said, is the venue size was obviously very small, so you were sort of able to gauge everything that was there within sort of half an hour to an hour. So if you did go there with a list and you didn't find anything, it might have been a little bit disappointing, just because there wasn't as much quantity as other markets. but I don't think that's really a con, to be honest. I think you've got to be looking for high quality items, and you've got to have a list. And if you don't get what you want, then there's always another market. That leads me on to the sort of final note. Dana has said that he sort of said afterwards on the tubers sort of WhatsApp group that he was really chuffed with the event, and everyone sort of gave him amazing feedback. And I hope this contributes to that as well, mate. That he will be running that event again. So highly recommend it. Definitely get yourself down to the Black Country next time. It'll be on his social media. He was really pleased with how it got advertised. He didn't spend any money on advertising, and yet it got such a good turnout. And I think next time it's going to be even more well attended because of people making videos about it. So I definitely think there'll be one in sort of the second half of this year. Seems quite likely, so I'll keep you informed if that happens. But hope you've enjoyed this video, guys, and see you very soon for another video. Cheers.